guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Okay, it is Friday afternoon, Friday morning, TGIF, wherever you are. It might be Saturday actually where you are. And I just want to say hi. I hope you guys are having a great day. And we're going to talk about a story that I haven't really covered a whole lot on this channel, but it's actually kind of interesting to me. And it's really just more of an update. I did a video about it back this summer. And I thought, you know what, since there was actually a decision made in court, let's talk about what happened and kind of what the overall thoughts were, because it seems as though every time I bring this topic up on my Twitter account, everyone seems to be very, very, very opinionated and very strongly held convictions on this topic. So before we get into the topic, let's talk about, please give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoy this kind of content, please consider becoming a subscriber by subscribing down here. And if you'd like to know when I go live or when updates load or new content is loading, make sure that you turn the notifications on. Also, check out my Instagram and Twitter if you want to know what's going on when I'm not online, which is at Without a Crystal Ball on Instagram and at WOACB official on Twitter. Okay, so Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. This has been quite the court case. Now, Johnny Depp, obviously my childhood crush. I can't even imagine and explain to you, Mr. 21 Jump Street was like my guy growing up in the 1980s and 90s. And so this case has had a lot of interest, and I think a lot of Johnny Depp fans, being the fact that he is so widely loved and beloved for his stuff with Pirates of the Caribbean and dozens of other movies that he's been in over the years. He was suing The Sun in the UK for an article that they wrote about him related to some alleged incidences between him and his ex-wife Amber Heard. Now, he basically was claiming that the article that they wrote was ruining his reputation and it was false. So he was suing for $1 bajillion. Don't quote me. It was a lot. And Amber Heard obviously had her defense for all of this stuff for why he was suing them. So it all comes down to them claiming that Johnny had done a bunch of DV to Amber. So on social media, there has been a very big divide about who you believe and who you don't believe. Some people truly believe that Amber Heard is lying. She is doing this to try to ruin Johnny Depp's reputation. She was equally as horrific to him, that because it was a toxic relationship, she doesn't have the basis to make claims that he did things to her, or they think she's lying. Conversely, there are people who are on Amber's side who believe that Johnny was the person that was not the good person in the situation, and that she had plenty of evidence and reason to speak out. Anytime you have two people, one's with a considerable amount of power, Johnny, it's going to make it hard because he has a lot more fans than Amber, and it makes it a harder playing field for her to be believed, because for a lot of people, if what she says is true, it's almost fracturing sort of what they believed Johnny Depp to be. Not to say that any person is any one thing, we're all a bunch of different things, but sometimes when you have an idol and that crack happens with that idol, sometimes no matter what the evidence shows, people just simply don't want to believe things to be true. Not here to say either way whether or not Johnny is guilty of these things. I just want to talk about what happened in court. So basically, after this trial, which went on for months and months and months, he ends up losing. And the judge basically cites that the Sun had reasonable belief and enough evidence to support their claims. So basically what happened is the judge accepted 12 of the 14 alleged incidences of DV that had happened to support the article that the Sun wrote. So they also cited some text messages that he wrote in 2016 about his ex-wife, in which he said, "She's begging for total global humiliation. She's gonna get it. I have no mercy, no fear, and not an ounce of emotion of what I once thought was love for this gold-digging, low-life, dime-a-dozen, mushy, pointless, dangling, overused, flappy fish market." And the judge said, a recurring theme in Mr. Depp's evidence was that Miss Heard had constructed a hoax and that she had done this as an insurance policy, presumably in the event that the marriage broke down. And the judge noted that before they actually noted that she donated the $7 million that she got in the settlement is hardly the act of one that would be expected of being a gold digger. He also said that some of the claims that Johnny brought up about Heard seemed highly unlikely. there was just a lot in this case, lots of back and forth, lots of stories going either way. And at the end of the day, the judge looks at all of the evidence. He issues a 129-page report and judgment on this, and basically says, no dice. The son had reasonable belief and enough supporting evidence to make these claims in this article. Apparently, Johnny Depp is not happy. Johnny Depp's law firm apparently said that they would be contesting this. The judgment is so flawed, they said, that it would be ridiculous for Mr. Depp not to appeal the decision. So they're going to appeal. The Sun said that they have stood up for Rupert Murdoch's News Corp. They said in a statement that the Sun has stood up and campaigned for people of DV for over 20 years. DV must never be silenced, and we thank the judge for his careful consideration and thank Amber Heard for her courage in giving evidence to the court. And that Amber Heard's lawyer basically said, for those of us present for the London High Court trial, the decision and judgment are not a surprise. So with all of that being said, Johnny Depp's going to appeal. It doesn't seem as though people on Twitter that were supporting Johnny Depp to begin with have really been moved or changed their position based on the findings of the court, and they still seemingly support Johnny Depp. It seems the same for Amber Heard. So in this case, the judge ruled that the Sun had reason to believe and enough evidence to support why they wrote what they did about Johnny Depp. And as a result, Johnny will not be able to get this sort of, the fact that it's not a good look, let's just say, for an actor to have this history. It's not a good look for an actor to have these accusations in their lives. And it's certainly not a good look for companies to be involved with someone that has this history, right? And obviously, because he did this lawsuit, now Warner Brothers, who he was working on a project with, has cut ties with him. So Johnny shared a statement on his Instagram about everything that had happened and about his relationship with Warner Brothers, and this is what it says. In light of recent events, I would like to make the following short statement. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone who has gifted me with their support and loyalty. I have been humbled and moved by your many messages of love, concern, and particularly over the last few days. Secondly, I wish to let you know that I have been asked to resign by Warner Brothers from my role as Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that request. Finally, I wish to say this. The surreal judgment of this court in the UK will not change my fight to tell the truth, and I confirm that I plan to appeal. My resolve remains strong, and I intend to prove that the allegations against me are false. My life and career will not be defined by this moment in time. Thank you for reading. Sincerely, Johnny Depp. So then this was then confirmed by Warner Brothers, and they said this in a statement. Johnny Depp will depart from the Fantastic Beasts franchise. We thank Johnny for his work on the films to date. Fantastic Beasts 3 is currently in production, and the role of Gellert Grindelwald will be recast. The film will be debuting in theaters worldwide in the summer of 2022. Apparently, he's lost his job with Warner Brothers, and he is going to continue to fight and say that what happened is not true, and he's going to try to work towards vindication. And Amber is going to continue to work towards proving that she didn't lie. Obviously, this is a contentious topic. Every time I bring it up on Twitter, you guys are very like, I believe Amber or I believe Johnny. And it's overwhelmingly, I believe Johnny. And I just don't even really know. Like, I don't really have an opinion here because it's hard to say. Like, there was those audio clips that were put out, I don't know if it was last summer or spring, with things that Amber Heard was saying to Johnny that made it seem like things might have been going both ways. And, you have two people that may have just been stuck in an unhealthy relationship. There's so much here to unpack, and there's a lot of hearsay. There's also a lot of, you just don't really know because you aren't involved in the relationship. It seems as though no matter what, the judge has made their decision. He will appeal. But the real world consequences now for Johnny is that he's lost his jobs. The real question is going to be how does he repair his reputation at this point in time? And whether or not you think that Amber Heard did this for a specific reason other than to just share her story. And that just sort of brings me to this question is, do we not believe her as the DV because of the audio and the stuff that Johnny's team had put out? Do we not believe her because someone who has a lot of money told us not to believe her? Or do we not believe her just based on other evidence that you believe she's lying? Or do you believe that these things could have happened, but maybe it was toxic both ways? What are your thoughts on all of this? I would love to know. Again, I'm going to stay neutral here and I want to hear what your thoughts are. Please be kind in the comments. Bye, guys.